Hello everyone and welcome to Ash's Whiskey Wars and to a makeshift episode of the NeckPour. As you probably can tell, I am in Germany, and whilst I was in Germany I did pick up a couple of bottles of whiskey, as well as this Tamnavulin tasting pack, which you may or may not have seen depending on when I decide to release these. So straight off, I'll just talk about price because that is the reason that I did buy the whiskey. So today's episode of the NeckPour is going to be the Craigellachie 13. Now this is a whiskey, guys, that I've wanted for maybe 2 years now. And in the UK, as of Master of Malt, it's £54 as of today on Master of Malt in the UK. And I also believe on Amazon it's around the same price as well. So it's really hard to find for anything below £50 in the UK. Now it's a 13-year-old Speyside, bottled at 46% ABV. But the reason I bought it here is because it was €30, half price. I'm really making use of the money. My last 7 purchases of whiskey have all been from Germany on good offers. And I have been saving probably on average that 40-45% mark. So I'm really happy, and it's allowed me to buy a few more bottles because of that. But I think this whiskey stands out due to the tin. It's, how many bright yellow tins do you see? I know why they've gone for that. Do let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you can hear there is a very loud fridge behind me. But I did try to, I was seeing comments about audio, so I really wanted to improve the experience for you guys watching. And so I invested in this, and I just want to make sure if it's picking up, if it doesn't pick up the noise behind me and you can't hear a loud, annoying fridge, then it means that when I'm back in my normal setup, you won't be able to hear any road noise or train noise. So that will hopefully improve the experience for you guys. I know some people said the music was too loud. I'll tone the music down in future videos, hopefully because of this. So always thinking of ways to try to improve the experience for you guys. Okay, let's get it open. I've got to say as well, the colour of that, is this natural colour? The colour of this is like seriously exciting. I don't actually see any mention of natural colour, guys, which is disappointing, because you'd think that if it was natural colour, they would say, and they don't. They mention no chill filtering, but no mention of colour, from what I can see, which is unfortunate. If that was natural colour, really exciting. It could be, but I don't know. But it is non-chill filtered. Okay, let's get this open. How is the cork pop? I was going to go to the camera there. I'm forgetting I've got a new microphone. Pretty nice. Very fruity. Okay, I'm really excited about this, to be honest with you guys. Let's get a nice healthy pour out. Stop it before it doesn't... I have a thing, I have to wipe the bottle every time I pour it because I don't like it when I see whiskey on the labels and you get the dribble marks. I don't know about you guys. Okay, there we go. Craigellachie 13. Looks great. I can't wait to see it on the shelf with the collection. Ooh. So straight away I got apples and I got honey. Shock, it's a Speyside whiskey. What I am getting that's really quite surprising and different is a lot of oil, and I've recently had that with the Benromic and I'm getting a similar experience here. This smells like, I get like a factory plant smell. There's a mechanical oiliness that's freshened up with apples and honey. But I almost get a little bit of smoke on here. And now I'm getting some red fruits. I have to be honest, the smoke and the red fruits I wasn't expecting. There's a midgie that keeps flying around and I can't get it. I'm intrigued. I wanna taste it now. I don't want to hang around with the nose in notes, I just want to get straight in. You know the rules, guys. If you like the video, please drop a like on the video and please click that subscribe button if you haven't already. A very peculiar nose. Let's get into the taste. The smoke carries through on the taste. I've got to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more orchard fruits and honey on the taste. It's there, but I am pleasantly surprised and shocked with the level of smoky mechanical oil on here. And I really do feel like it's an industrial plant. That's the feeling that I get from here. And actually, now that I look at it, the labelling makes sense. I'll put this closer to the camera so you can see. Can you see there's like a chimney blowing smoke? That smell would align with what I'm getting from it. Now, if you've had like a Killoman, people call that like barnyardy and farmy. Very different to this. But I definitely get that on the nose. But I do get now a little bit more of the honey and apples. But I would say it's like a cooked, brewed down apple. Like almost a toffee apple, but a little bit lighter in that sweetness. It's like if the toffee was honey. But I do like the smell of cooked and brewed down apples. But yeah, no, that toffee apple, that toffee sauce kind of smell is coming through now a little bit stronger. There's a generous amount of spice in here as well. Probably ginger and wood spice are going to be the spices that I get personally from this NeckPour. Maybe that's going to develop into some baking spices, adding a bit more flavour. But for right now, it's ginger, honey, toffee apples, an incredible oiliness as well to the whiskey. That's something that I really want to emphasise, is going to be the thickness of the mouthfeel. The whiskey is thick. It's not a soft whiskey, but it's thick. Yeah, very different to your normal whiskey that you drink. The feel of it is substantial. I mentioned that on the nose, after nosing it a few times, I started to pick up behind that smoke. I could swear it was a bit of red fruit. Surprisingly, I'm not getting that on the taste. So maybe ignore that note. Although I did pick it up on the nose, but I don't get it on the taste. All I can say right now is those few notes that I've spoken about, but it certainly comes across as unique. It's certainly piquing my interest. This is certainly a whiskey that I'm not used to drinking, especially from Speyside. And so now that I've opened it and recorded the NeckPour, I can really sit with this over the coming weeks, dig into it. I only have 2 bottles of whiskey now with me here, so I'm really going to be spending a lot of time with these 2 bottles. So I'm very looking forward to how they both develop. I haven't opened the Oban yet. That's going to be the next NeckPour, which will be next week, depending on which one I post first. Mechanical industrial plant is the one thing that comes to mind on every nosing. But, you know, whiskey is just a special thing. It really is. I mean, of course you have your different notes in your different regions. But every once in a while you get thrown a curveball, and this to me is a curveball from what I've tasted prior. It's certainly one of the most interesting and different to maybe what I was expecting. So I always love that. There's always value in learning. Yeah, it's not tobacco, but there is like just a smoke, a gentle smoke in here. There's a rubber note on the nose, like a smoked rubber. It's not overpowering, but it's so present. I mean, we're on 21 minutes right now. I could just sit and nose this, keep nosing it. It's really interesting. Please do let me know in the comments down below, guys. Have you had this whiskey? What are your thoughts on it? And also, could you tell me if it's natural colour or not? I always assume not if they don't mention it. That is a gorgeous colour. And with its oiliness that I'm picking up, if that's natural, yeah, I'm going to like it a lot more, put it that way. It's less sweet than a lot of Speyside. In fact, it's less sweet than 95% of Speysides that I've tried. But I do like that. There's definitely room in everyone's collection for something that's different. Doesn't have to be the favourite. I'm not going to say that this is going to be the best that you try from Speyside. But what I do think it is it's a curveball whiskey for the region of Speyside. And it has a lot of interesting and good qualities to it. But it is familiar at the same time. The apples and the honeys, they're definitely translating through this whiskey. It's not as sweet as maybe you're used to. And the addition of the oil and the smoke, not smoky. I don't know if this is peated. I don't think it's peated, but I am getting some sort of smoke through. And I really don't think it's peated because I don't get any earthy elements. I don't get any tobacco elements, but there is a smoke there. Now, Craigellachie actually do this 13-year-old, but finished in, I think it's a white wine cask, an Armagnac cask. I could be wrong on that. It's just something that I saw, so I'm going to look into that. And if this whiskey's good, I'm definitely going to look at picking that one up as well. And that would be a really cool whiskey war, I think, to do the same whiskey just with a different finish. Okay, guys, I don't want to keep you for too long. This is probably going to be a longer version of the NeckPour. It is a makeshift version of the NeckPour anyway. I do hope you like the video, and I hope, well, I'm sure I've not introduced you to this whiskey. If I have, great, but I understand if I haven't. This is very popular whiskey. But initial impressions, they're good. They're good. It's not world-beating, but I really like the differences that I'm getting with this one. And so I'm really positive that this will improve as well after its NeckPour, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the NeckPour. If you did enjoy the video, please click the like button down below. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button as well. If you would like to support the channel, I do have a Patreon link down below. I try to post on there every couple of weeks, but it depends on how busy life gets. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for the next Whiskey War.